Today we discuss the components of security trends with composed of combating social engineering attacks. Here are the some ways of combating social engineering attack. First, foster and sustain a culture of security at all levels of organization. Second, make people aware of human behavior, not just technological failure, can be threat. Third, periodically evaluate your internal controls and compliance with them using an independent auditor. Third, Fourth, use multi-factor authentication. And fifth, continuously monitor critical systems. Social engineering is a term used to specify a wide set of malicious activities resulting from human interactions. Special engineering employs psychologically manipulation to mislead users to generate security errors or disclose sensitive information. A wide range of social engineering attempts is based on the direct communication between the attackers and the victims. Rather than employing brute force methods to breach your data, the attackers will usually try to persuade the user to compromise themselves. We have here the four types of social engineering attacks. First is the phishing and spear phishing. Phishing message the mimic of spoof banks, credit cards, or other online purchasing companies like Amazon's, eBay, or examples are phishing. Asking for verified information, false emails, and chats are different ways to capture confidential information. The process is made to look so real that users, when not alert, become easy prey for such mails. Phishing or spear phishings are samples of phone calls or emails from someone claiming to be in a position of auditory asking for confidential information, such as passwords, or sending emails to organizations contracts that contains malware. The second one is phishing and smishing. Phishing attackers persuade victims to hand over personal information or details or transfers money via telephone or SMS texting. Phishing and smishing are type of phishing attacks that use text message and voice calls to manipulate victims into giving other sensitive data to cybercriminals. They rely on urgent language and emotionals appears to deceive recipients. The main difference between them is delivery methods. Smishing use text messages while phishing uses voice message or phone calls. The third one is pretexting. Pretexting is the attackers use to believe reasons to impersonate an authority, pretend to be a fellow employee, IT representative, or vendor in order to gather in confidential or other sensitive information. Pretexting is a form of social engineering tactic used by attackers to gain access to informations, systems, or services by creating deceptive scenarios that increase the success rate of the future social engineering attacks. In pretexting attacks, the attackers constantly present a story using legitimate-looking message formats and image, such as government logos, tones, and wording notes. That pretexting attacks can be done online, in person, or in over the phone. Last, we have baiting. Baiting commonly involves a malware-infected device such as USB drive, CD, or DVD at the location where an employee will come across it, and then out of curiosity will plug load the infected device into their computers. Baiting is a free download of a movie or a music file embedded with the malicious code is an easy access for a hacker to target and obtain specific information. This happens with the victim system being infected with malicious software facilitating the hacker to approach deeper into the system. We have here the combat social engineering attacks building your human firewalls. First is to create a culture of social security. To create a security culture considering the following steps. First, incorporate security into the broader corporate culture by encouraging employees to make thoughtful decisions aligned with the security policies. Second, ensure the workforce understands security risks and avoidance processes. Third, build and enforce an operating process of tasks to keep the enterprise safe. Fourth, use the security culture frameworks to decrease cyber risk. And fifth, create simple, transparent information security policies as the foundation of the effective security. Next is perform periodic compliance audits. Perform periodic compliance audits and list a systematic, independent, and documented approach to examine internal controls to protect against social engineering. How are compliance audit conducted? Step 1 is planning. Creating a sound plan in the first step for conducting a compliance audit. Second step is the data collecting. After formulating the plan, you start gathering the data required to check compliance. The third step is the assessment and analysis, and the fourth step is reporting, and the final step is communicate findings. We have here the four types of hacker, which is the black hat hacker, white hat hackers, gray hat hackers, and the cyber criminals. The black hat hackers are the criminals who break into computers' networks with malicious intents. They may also release malwares that destroy files, hold computers hostage, or steals passwords, credit cards numbers, and other personal information. Black hat hackers often develop specialties such as phishing or managing remote access tools. Many get their jobs through forums and other connections on the dark web. Some develop and sell malicious software themselves, but others prefer to work through franchises or through leasing arrangements, just like in a legitimate business. We have here the white hat hacker. A white hat hacker or ethical hacker is an individual who uses hacking skills to identify security vulnerabilities in hardware, software, or networks. However, unlike the black hat hacker or the malicious hacker, white hat hackers respect the rules of the law as it applies to hacking. Many white hat hackers are former black hat hackers. Next is the gray hat hackers. The gray hat hackers fall somewhere in the middle. Though their motives may be just as ethical as the white hat hackers, their methods are more in the line with black hat. The gray hat hackers are unique in that they don't fit neatly into the categories of white hat or the black hat hacker. A gray hat hacker may use illegal methods to discover security vulnerabilities, but they often report these flaws to the system owner. Grey hat hacking is indeed illegal in most countries. By accessing computer systems without permissions, grey hat hackers are violating laws to protect the privacy and security of individuals and organizations. And lastly, we have the cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are individuals of teams or teams of people who use technology to commit malicious activities on digital systems or networks with the intention of stealing sensitive company informations or personal data and generating profits. Cybercriminals are known as the access that cybercriminals underground markets found in the deep web to trade malicious goods and services, such as hacking tools and stolen data. Cybercriminals' underground markets are known to specialize in certain products and services. Cybercriminals also differ greatly from the threat actors in various ways, the first of which is intent. Threat actors are individuals who conduct targets attacks which actively pursue and compromise a target entity infrastructure. Cybercriminals are unlikely to focus on a single entity but conduct operations on broad masses of victims defined only by the similar platform types, online behavior, or program use. Secondly, They differ in the way that they conduct their operations. Threat actors follow a 6 steps process which includes researching targets and moving lately inside a network. Cybercriminals, on the other hand, are unlikely to follow the defined step to get what they want from their victims.